tonight? I hope the answer to that is amazing. So that is fabulous. So what you can see directly in front of you is an old painting where I was doing string dip lines and I was using silicone, and it would just kind of crawl out at the sides and make it beautiful. Very simplistic painting, but I feel like I've looked at it and admired it for long enough, so now it's time to change it up. So before I get started, I'd just like to say welcome to Tracy Creating. My name is Tracy, and throughout this video, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. So the colors you can see here, this one is, oops, my camera arm's bent the wrong way. There we go. We have cerulean blue, turquoise, silver, white, titanium white, and phthalo blue, but it's really only just the tip of the paddle pop stick stirred into the Floetrol, and a drop of my pouring medium, which is Atelier pouring medium. It is my favorite, and I just get it at my local art store. So there we go. I also, hi dude, and hi mum, how's it going? All right, so I have some paint that I've also put onto here. I couldn't find a palette or plastic or anything to use, so another damaged canvas. This one's got damage marks on it and chips, so I thought, why not utilize it? So it's currently my palette for the night. And right, let's get back to this and get started, because what we're going to do first is paint onto the canvas. So fingers crossed that I didn't save any white. There we go. Here you think you've got everything ready, and then something pops up and goes, no, not yet. Okay, let's squeeze this. Just a dot. There we go. All right. Okay, so fingers crossed that these lines aren't going to come through, but you know, we won't know that yet. And I'm only using one device tonight, so I will try and keep track of your comments as best I can. Okay. So as you saw, these are straight from the bottle, these paints here, and may just be enough to put on the canvas. So I'm going to have a look, try and position this where out there looks good. You can see, try and get that reflection to show you where that white is. Put the excess white around it, because we'll come back to that. And then wipe that off there. So now we'll go out to the outside and get some of the phthalo blue. Oh, I really should have changed the title, didn't I? Well, I've got a written acrylic pour, but I didn't mention that most of it will be brush painted. I have mixed up the paints ready for pouring, and that will be for some of the features that I'm going to use on this one. So this phthalo blue is nice and deep, dark. Actually, I'm not going to worry about the edges because I will come back to those, and I can finish those off with a solid colour after the painting is done. So as long as the surface area at the top is covered, then we're all good. So there we go. And so I'll put it down now. Make sure you're in frame. And just try and do a nice, smooth lines so it doesn't look too choppy around the edges. And the further we get into the center, I'm just going to add some of the cerulean blue. Bring that in there. And with the phthalo blue that's still on the brush and a little bit of cerulean, bring that in. Remember, we're crossing our fingers to make sure that the colours are opaque enough to cover up the previous painting. I want to do circles. So the colours were chosen tonight by my little man. He asked me to do a painting with blue, so I thought, why not? Just adding some more of the cerulean on the inner edge. So as we get in, we're approaching that white now. I put down in the beginning. And I'll just pick up a little bit more from the edge, just a little on the brush. So you can see all different colours on there now. You can see how we've got that nice gradient from the darker into the light, oops, until you accidentally. I'm going to stop there because if I continue to use this brush as it is, I'm going to lose the white section. So I'll put that aside for the moment and grab another brush and just do this for the white. And instead of working my way from the light blue into the center, I will start in the center and work my way out. So this should be the last step of the background. Because I won't want to add in any more colors from any other area. Swoop that in. How's that? Loving it. Awesome. Happy with that. So happy. Okay, unfortunately I didn't bring a container of water with me to rinse off my brushes. That's okay. Never mind. And so now I'll use my fluid paint mixtures. So these are ready for pouring, or in this case, a little bit of squiggling. So we're going to do I don't know if I'll use a stick. Will that be enough? Yeah, it will. And we're just putting a little bit of colour. Kind of encasing the glow. So let me just check messages. There we go. No magenta. No, see? That's what happens when you let somebody else choose your colours. Or they offer to choose your colours. So that is so pretty, that turquoise. There we go. So I also had my painting from last week ready to show you, and then I moved it. I will find it at the end and show you, but don't be expecting what you thought you may have seen last week, because as I went to move it, it slipped out of my jolly fingers and flipped over half on the cooking rack that I had it on and half on the table. So I did have a little bit more of a play around with that, because, you know, never stress about it. You know what, it was pretty, I liked it, but it still is only paint. So okay, this one here is the silver. There's a beautiful sheen to it when it's dry, and the Floetrol and pouring medium and whatnot have they're white in substance, but when they dry clear. So once they dry, it just shimmers that little bit extra, and it's gorgeous. So, big blob there, that's okay. It's not worth stressing. Okay, and a little bit of white. There we go. Darth Hasta, welcome to Thursday evening live video. How are you? All right. So the other pretty cool thing that my little man did for me was prepared my balloon. So even it turned out to be blue. It was the last one I had. So yeah, but it's still blue. So he's on a roll with his blue painting tonight. You're tired. Oh, I hope you have a little bit of rest coming up for you. All right. So I'm going to start at the bottom and kind of evenly-ish work my way up the sides. So I think you have a cold. Oh no. How are you with things like hot lemon drinks and things? That might help. You slept? Okay, here we go. So we'll start in the middle. Just a little press because there's not a lot there. And then we'll go to the right side, the left side, the right side, to the left side. And I get that edge. There we go. That's better. take that one off the edge, come down to the middle, just to pick up a little bit more paint to do the same on this side and bring it sort of halfway over so that it's off the edge. That's pretty cool. Yay. All right. So I'll just pop that balloon aside. You still have taste and smell. Yes, I definitely hope it's not more than a cold for you too. Taste and smell is a good thing. You may have missed it earlier. I did mention that I'm only on one device tonight, so I have to keep checking upwards for comments. So I may not see it straight away. I'm going to try and blend this spot here. It kind of worked. Awesome. Okay, so the other thing I was thinking, you're okay with lemon drinks? Yeah, I think they're absolutely great for a cold, lemon drinks. So that would be my suggestion. That's so pretty. Thank you. I was trying to get like the glow encased. So now what I want to do is I want to have a bit of a fun flicking. So, oops. I want to put some white. So this is the mixed pouring paint. Something about a hot toddy. No, I don't know how to go about that either. So mix, kind of going to do it like a mixed pile of colour. Blue. The turquoise. So these are all Montmartre paints because that's pretty much what I have. So there's only a few paints that are potentially any different, and I tend to not use them unless I have to. So, right, so I've got a little puddle there of all the paints. I'm going to see about dipping my brush into it and seeing if I can flick. Oh, it's sort of working. I might need to move you a little closer so you can see. Right, let's dip it again. There's a lot more on there this time. Let's see how we go. It's kind of a little scary too. So because my phthalo blue here is really quite pale, I thought I'm going to try some direct from the puddle, so direct from the bottle, and flick it with that. Big blobby. Can't say I'm overly thrilled about those, but I'm sure that's just what happens. Just going to put a little bit of silver down and see if I can get some beautiful silver sparkles. Especially up in those dark areas. And maybe even just put some down the bottom in these bottom corners as well. Really quite enjoying this. Oh, look at that. So I was thinking, what I was thinking with this was the glow, the kind of representative of hands, and then the sparkles that come out is what all the splatters are. All right. Oops. Sorry. Let's have a look. Sometimes the most outrageous ideas make the coolest start. Yeah, that's so true. Hot toddy, whiskey, honey, lemon juice, hot water. Ooh. Yeah. That'll certainly have an effect. All right. There we go. Hey there, Darnell. How are you? Lovely to see you here. We're just about wrapping up now. That'll clear you up. Yeah, that'd clear me up and knock me on the floor. No. Here we go. So what we did here, Darnell, was we painted the background to create the bit of a glow. We strung out some paint, some fluid paint to do the balloons, and then we flicked it. So that's pretty cool. You figured you were like, yeah, you're off to work. Nice painting. Thank you very much. Have a great shift. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't drink. You know how you've got a normal drink, like say a bourbon, and you have your 30 mils of bourbon in your Coke. I generally have about half a nip, so I'll have maybe 10 to 15 mils of bourbon in my Coke. So if I were to have at it, yeah, might be a different story. Okay, I'm just going to take off my gloves and go find that painting for you that I did yesterday, last week, and you don't drink alcohol. Yeah. There it is. I knew it wouldn't be far. So, hey, I just thought this might be really nice for potentially maybe like Halloween colors. That would be pretty cool. And it seems to have gone all right with painting over the previous artwork that was already there. Darnell, that's the sweetest. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So, as I mentioned before, this is the painting from last week that didn't survive the move. So instead, my fingers slipped on it, it flipped over and made a mess of it on the rack, the kitchen rack that I was using. And released the Kraken. And half onto the table, half onto the kitchen rack. So I flipped it back over. I still had the pink and gold colours in the bottom of the cup that I had used. So what I did then, I did video it, but I was going to do a short video, but I haven't got round to it. So then I just used what was left in the bottom of the cup to create a puddle, and then I put white, a puddle of white, then another puddle of the pinks, and a few more puddles, and then just spread it around. So I completely took over the canvas with it. So it is dry. I have thought this is one I may embellish with some dots or lines, maybe. I just feel that this white section is too large, so that gives the opportunity to do something in there. So there we go. That's last week's painting. Not at all what it looked like at the end of the video. Oh, it happens. Never mind. So there we have it. Let's see. Release the Kraken. You would like that one. Awesome. She loves pink. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, alrighty. I'm going to come down. We'll have a close-up at our blue painting of the night, requested by my little man. Oops. And there's the neighbour's dog. That's okay. Alright, so let's have a look. So you can see the splatters up there. Let's go down the left-hand side though. So you can see those different colours of blue in the background coming into the white. The balloon smashes down here, and that silver will have a beautiful sheen to it when it's dry. And I'll finish off the sides with the phthalo blue. Looks like a portal in the middle of a starry night. I love that. Love that so much. Or a moon. I love that too. And it does. It's like I wanted that glow, so. I can't wait to see. I'm sure this will be dry tomorrow. That's pretty cool. Really happy with that. Something a little different, which is always a good thing. Sometimes it can get a bit stale when you do the same thing. Well, nailed it. Awesome. I appreciate that. Sometimes you just got to do what's in your mind, and when it works out, you're just like, nailed it. And so with you. Anyway, I'm so happy with it. I'm rambling. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to sign off now. So if you've got any last questions or anything, please pop it in the comments now so that I may have a chance to see it before we actually go. And I wanted to say, you're awesome. Thank you so much. I hope that you found some inspiration, education, or just some relaxation time in there. And that if you have to go anywhere, please take care, because it's important, because you are important. So, good night, Mum. Later, Darth. Take care of yourself. Get better. I hope that doesn't last long for you. Yes, smash that like. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment, and share it with others. That's also a fabulous thing to do to help us creators. So you rock. Let's leave this to dry now. I'm not even going to touch it. And yeah, be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.